Hello Internet, I'm your mate, and it's time for a bonus death battle. This time we have Excalibur from Warframe versus Raiden from Metal Gear. Now, as I should say with all my reaction videos, please click the link in the description below to go and watch the actual episode itself before watching mine or anyone's reactions. Don't be a dick, support the official release. Alright, so how do I know these characters? Excalibur I only ever heard of because Warframe kind of paid Death Battle to make this episode. And also all the Warframe promotions that were going on at RTX Austin. And yeah, that's about the extent of my Warframe knowledge. As for Raiden, I'll be honest, most of it just comes from the fact he was in a Death Battle already and fought Wolverine. Yeah, that's about the extent of my knowledge on the two. If I had to pick who I want to win out of these two, I would probably say Raiden, just because I'm more familiar with him. But aside from that, I really just want to see a super cool fight, and knowing it's animated by Devil Artemis is a really good sign. So I am going to put these on, shut up, and hit the play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe.
Don't miss Warframe's highly anticipated digital event, TennoCon, on July 16th, where players and attendees will be treated to a slew of first-look reveals, including the upcoming open-world expansion, the Duviri Paradox.
You can join through Twitch throughout TennoCon for highly valuable drops, including the rare Titania Prime.
Yeah, if you're into Warframe, you can do all of this. Wow, 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 wow. There we go, okay. I was waiting for the logo so I could... Well, this is new.
Wiz, what are you doing in here? It's our day off.
Oh, just conducting some research. I've discovered a Tenno foundry in the process of crafting a new Warframe. I'm just about wrapped. What are you doing here?
Sometimes I have these horrible nightmares and I just wake up here in a cold sweat. I don't even think my car's in the parking lot. But what you're doing sounds way more interesting. So tell me, what Warframe's your favorite?
Oh, a scientist doesn't play favorites.
Oh, bullshit. Our job is the equivalent of banging action figures together. You've got to have a
It
favorite.
really
And
is.
if I had to pick, I'd go with the very first Warframe ever created, the death-dealing techno-organic ninja Excalibur.
You mean he's a cyborg ninja? Like Raiden from Metal Gear?
And that's
No,
how
they're
the
not
matchup
technically
becomes a
cyborgs,
thing.
More like super-powered biomechanical vessels that are unlike anything I've ever seen. Trust me, this is gonna get crazy, so spoilers ahead.
Yeah, just give me the lore already, Wiz.
Long ago in the Origin system, the Orokin Empire discovered the Void, an extra-dimensional spatial realm that allowed for travel across vast cosmic distances. However, when they sent the first colony ship through it, the Zariman 10-0, the Void drove all the adults on board into an insane, murderous frenzy.
Sounds like my first wedding reception.
Okay. The children, though, absorbed the Void's energies, imbuing them with the powers they needed to defend themselves against their mad parents and survive. When the Zariman 10-0 emerged from the Void, the children were permanently changed. They had become the Tenno.
Well, I'm sure those traumatized little whippersnappers received only the best of care.
If only. Instead, the Tenno were taught to use
Never
their
happens
powers
in
to
fiction,
control
I've
Warframes
noticed.
through a process called transference. But their abilities were so
I mean,
powerful
sure,
that the Orokin
it probably
grew
happens in some
fear the
cases,
Tenno
just
and
not
tried to
that
have them
of,
destroyed.
I don't know why I'm
The
going
Tenno
on a
were
tangent
hidden
about
from
this.
the Orokin and put into a deep sleep. That is, until one day, they were reawakened to defend a war-torn Origin system, guided by their adoptive mother, the Lotus.
So they're basically sci-fi child soldiers.
Sort of. Though the Lotus does care deeply for her adopted children and has devoted her efforts to protecting as many Tenno as possible.
Oh God, I can still
there
feel
are
it.
almost 50 different Warframes currently out there, each with their own unique abilities and combat styles. But I think that the very first created Excalibur is the deadliest.
He's kinda reminded me of someone.
A master swordsman with his razor-sharp skana, Excalibur is an expert at racking up quick kills faster than the eye can track. He's unmatched in skill and precision with the blade, especially when augmented by his unique abilities, like Radial Blind, which releases a flash of light to incapacitate nearby foes, or Radial Javelin, which blasts out a wide burst of energy spears. But his greatest and most iconic is easily the Exalted Blade, a sword of light that can slice just about anything to pieces. You don't get much cooler than that.
Huge ass.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
Huge-ass laser guns automatically make you cooler.
Funny you should say that. While individual warframes like Excalibur may specialize in
Oh
certain
yeah,
fields,
I heard
they
at the
all
panel
have
they had to go
access
through
an
like
incredible
every
suite of
single
futuristic
gun in the
weaponry,
game.
like the Nucor, which can fire concentrated beams of microwaves, literally cooking you from the inside out, or the Glaxion, which halts molecular vibrations entirely, freezing you in place. There are guns that fire radioactive plasma, toxic barbs, or even acidic needles. He has, and I'm not exaggerating here, over 500 different named weapons.
He
Jesus.
sounds like a one-man army.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Excalibur can call down an Archwing, basically a futuristic space jetpack with missiles, force fields, and even the ability to fire miniature black holes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
Okay.
powerful.
While warframes usually battle alongside one another, they have had the occasional head-to-head scrap, where they've exhibited the durability to survive even the most powerful attacks that other warframes have to dish out. For example, blasts of concentrated antimatter
crap.
from the
Hang on.
warframe Nova.
Sounds
Okay,
pretty
sorry about that. I had to
unstoppable, but I think
take
I
care of
have
something.
in mind that might put that to the test.
Okay, do you really want to talk about Raiden? Is that what this is?
Come on, Wiz. Child soldier, half-robot assassin, glorious Nippon steel. It's a perfect match. Raised from
I mean,
childhood to be a trained
can't argue
killer
with that.
in the war-torn streets of Liberia by the future president of the United States, Jack never knew what it meant to control his own destiny, to live his own life. The only thing he knew was how to kill, and he proved it when he accomplished one of the greatest feats in video game history, surviving the absolute mindfuck that was Metal Gear Solid 2. Legions of angry fanboys be damned. Solid Snake was yesterday's news. This was Raiden. Birthday suit and all.
Too bad for him that a shadowy extra-governmental body known as the
Oh, yeah, the Patriots.
captured him and turned him into a cyborg for their own complicated purposes. Even after the Patriots'
That's
downfall,
pretty likely from what I
struggled to
remember
build a life
hearing.
he could call his own, pulled between his sense of justice and his genuine ecstasy for war.
Well, at least he's got to put his weed skills to work with the weapons he's pulled off the corpses of all the poor souls that dared mess with him. He's got dystopia, a magnetic sigh that pulls you towards your enemy, or lay it
Oh yeah, they're talking
I think you actually
about a
said that
lot
right.
more
which is a
weapons than they did
convertible
against
stab
Wolverine.
slash whip combination made of arms, plus rocket launchers, claymore mines, EMP grenades, and all his stuff from MGS2. But nothing beats his high-frequency blade he inherited from Jetstream Sam, the Murasama.
I have to admit, the high-frequency blades are marvels. They vibrate at such high speeds that they can destabilize the physical structures of metals on contact, greatly increasing their cutting ability. It's basically robot kryptonite, if that makes sense.
I mean,
Even with
basically,
his
yeah.
original high-frequency blade, Raiden could cut through massive metal gears like tissue paper.
And of note, those metal gears were not made of ordinary steel, but carbon nanotubes, one of the strongest materials known to man. The bonds between carbon atoms are incredibly strong, which means that the tensile strength of carbon nanotubes is greater than even the toughest metals, like titanium. Using the high end of potential shear strengths, slicing clean through a building-sized Metal Gear ray would require an energy equivalent to, at most, 100 kilotons
Jesus.
of TNT.
And the Murasama is red, which makes it even cuttier. How else would he have
Of
had
course.
a chance against our Lord and Savior, Senator Armstrong, and his nanomachines, son?
There it
Unlike
is.
Those Beltway pansies, this hulked-out Ayn Rand can hit the ground so hard it splits lava. He was somehow a vastly more difficult boss than the stadium-sized Metal Gear Excelsis Raiden tore to shreds minutes earlier.
With a
Don't
building-sized
act with that, Senator.
sword.
That is, unless your nickname is Jack the Ripper.
Raiden spent years fighting for justice and denying who he really was inside, and it took his battles with Desperado enforcement to finally realize it. He's a killer, plain and simple, and he lives to test his skills against others.
When he enters Ripper mode, any last shred of inhibition leaves his body, and his strength and skill skyrocket.
And that's exactly what Armstrong saw in Raiden, living proof of his philosophy in action. Someone who pulled themselves out of hell with nothing but their determination to survive.
But Raiden did not see it that way. Just because he had to fight for survival doesn't mean the whole world had to. And it was only through an act of generosity from
I just
Raiden's
like the little
slain rival,
bombs fight
Sam,
the mic.
that he managed to win.
His sword may have been a tool of justice, not used in anger, but the Murasama wasn't that sword, and with it he ended Armstrong once and for all, and lived the rest of his life on his own terms.
Okay, pause. Okay, I'm kind of torn because... Okay, So, when they talked about a lot of Excalibur's weapons, one thing they brought up was a, like, microwave gun. That can basically, like, cook you from the inside and, like, all that stuff. However, in Solid Snake vs. Sam Fisher, they brought up how Snake was able to survive an entire, like, hallway filled with microwaves. And I imagine Raiden's, like, comparable. And on top of the fact he's a cyborg anyway, so we would, you know, just naturally be more resistant to that. At least I think so. The things that do worry me for Raiden are the many black holes and... Okay, three things. That, can't remember if it's a skill or weapon, but it was something called transference. Like, they didn't really talk about that, so... I'm not sure, like, does that mean he can transfer himself into, like, another, like, Warframe? Like, would he be able to transfer his consciousness inside to Raiden? But I don't know, like, if that works that way, so I'm a little confused on that. But the other thing is just a pattern with Death Battle that I really noticed when I watched some of Riz Grestar's videos. And he pointed out that a lot of the times when they give calculations for one character, but not the other, it's in a way of, like, just setting up, like, oh, you think the character we gave the calc for is gonna win because this number's so big. But here's stuff that the other character can do that's even better. So, just those kind of make me want to say Excalibur's gonna win. Like, This might be a bit of a flimsy reasoning for me to do this, but I'm gonna go with Excalibur at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Excalibur, and I'm still gonna root for Raiden, because of the two, I just know him more, so I would prefer him to win if that ends up happening. Cool. If not, then, hey, the person I predicted to win, like, during this, at least, ended up winning, so, yeah, win either way. Anyway, let's, resume.
Look, I know we're just shooting the shit, but Raiden would definitely kick Excalibur's ass.
You've got to be joking. Maybe I didn't sell it well enough with my spiel, but Warframes like Excalibur are unbelievably powerful, on a whole other level from cyborg ninjas like Raiden.
Oh yeah? We're in the lab, we've got the research done. Prove it.
Okay, the Mursama is impressive, sure, but Excalibur's futuristic arsenal is hundreds of years more advanced and leagues more varied. Raiden would just be overwhelmed.
Excalibur may win in quantity, Wiz, but quality is what matters most. And considering his weapons
sometimes
are
that is
mostly
the
made of
case.
metal, it won't be any trouble for Raiden to melt right through him with the Murasama, especially with how crazy fast he is. Raiden can run up walls and break dance with Lego
Oh
moving
yeah,
robots
forgot about
attached to
that.
his feet. He can slice bullets out of the air and even boost his reactions with blade mode, where the entire world slows down to a near stop.
Well, sure, Metal Gear characters like Revolver Ocelot can shoot bolts of electricity out of the air with regular pistols, which is probably around hundreds of times faster than sound.
That's insane.
Fast.
Oh, please, that's nothing! Raiden can increase his perception to the point that raindrops around him aren't even moving. That might not seem as crazy at first glance, but he's also able to swing his sword dozens of times, while time is almost stopped. By my calculations, that'd be about 11% the speed of light.
Oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? You want a calc off, big guy? Then let's go. Excalibur can literally block a beam of light with his sword. Judging by the distance it moved relative to how far the light beam traveled, Excalibur had to have been swinging at 9% the speed of light.
Calc King.
Okay, now I'm starting to think I should have paused, like, later.
Boy, now.
Look, speed is only part of the picture.
I mean, this is a bonus
Warframe,
episode,
Atlas
so,
was strong
like...
enough to smash apart a giant asteroid. Now, Excalibur may not be one-punching asteroids, but he's proven more than capable of wiping out entire platoons of elite soldiers.
But remember, Wiz, you said it yourself. Robot kryptonite. All old Jack needs is one good swing of that Murasama, and Excalibur's getting sliced to pieces. You really think your Warframe can take on a pure-blooded killer like Raiden?
Oh, you really think your cyborg ninja can take on a ghost soldier from the future?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Forever a mystery.
No way to determine a winner.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, I could definitely go for a beer right now.
No, you idiot. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah! It's time for a death battle!
Well, that's new. Plot twist, he accidentally activated self-destruct.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe, but let me ask, Wiz, what is Warframe exactly?
Warframe is a free-to-play online action game set in an ever-changing sci-fi universe.
This might also be a good time to just like remind people that while Warframe did pay for this episode to be made, they did not choose the matchup. And of course all the research was done by the Death Battle guys. They had the final say in like who wins, why, like all that stuff. I just want that cleared up.
You follow an epic cinematic quest that combines a personal story of self-discovery with an action-packed space opera. Embark on missions that involve ninja-like acrobatic shooting and melee, personal spaceflight, open-world exploration,
The animation for this is free.
combat, and more.
If that sounds exciting to you, Warframe is available on all platforms. Play Warframe for free
Well, that's
today
handy.
on all platforms by using our sign-up link below.
Digital Extremes is giving Death Battle viewers their very own free collection of Excalibur-themed items. Until July 19th, go to warframe.com or visit the in-game marketplace and use promo code WFDeathBattle to redeem it.
The Death Battle
There you go,
Excalibur
that's the
item
code.
collection includes a special Excalibur helmet.
If you want to do this, then you got the code. Go do it. Unless it's after, unless you're watching this after the.
On the battlefield.
Yeah, you get what I mean. Anyway, fight.
Doctor, are you seeing this?
Tenno, an enemy is ahead, and that foundry is crafting a warframe.
That was a cool shot.
Straight to the point. Metal freaks like you usually got a monologue first.
I mean, he's not wrong. Oh, this is cool.
This sword, it's weakening yours.
Okay, that's kind of worrying for Raiden right there. I feel like bullets just aren't gonna be enough for either of them.
Infinite ammo.
Oh. This is really cool.
Yes, I'm in. Mr. Raiden, sir. Or can I call you Jack? Big fan.
Who the hell? I'm busy here.
Yeah, come on, stay out of it, Boomstick.
Wait, just listen. You'll never expect
Oh my
your
God.
secret weapon.
Is Wiz gonna...
Alright, listen, he's definitely hiding in the cardboard box.
Get out of here!
What the fuck? That was a lot for just a claymore. Oh, he summoned his jetpack. Jeez, that's a lot of stuff.
Doctor, it's time to let her rip.
Oh, Ripper mode.
This is why I fight. Survival of the fittest. The rules of nature.
Hey, reference the song.
My child, you're not done yet. I'm searching your warframe's power systems.
This fight is really freaking cool. Props to Devil Artemis. I think Raiden just lost. I saw him in heart. Yeah, there we go.
Excellent work, Tenno. Now for the foundry. Oh, it's finished.
KO! Chalk one up for the Calc King. The Math Boy is back.
Oh, infinite ammo, Wiz! He had infinite ammo!
Sure, and yes, that is 100% indisputably canon, but there was a lot more going on here that eventually gave Excalibur the win.
I guess so. Both were super skilled swordsmen and ninja, and their speeds were almost even, so the fight was ultimately gonna come down to whose tech was better. And I've gotta say, it looks like Excalibur just had a lot more to pull from.
Warframes have access to an absolutely absurd amount of varied weapons. Despite Raiden's unique armaments, they were never going to stack up in sheer quantity. And
I mean, that's fair.
guns like Glaxian, which can halt molecular movement, a direct counter to Raiden's
Oh, that's what that was.
While Excalibur may not always be carrying it, every Warframe is proficient with each of their over 500 weapons.
One blast of that, and Raiden might as well be working with a regular slab of steel. Excalibur was way stronger,
Okay.
too. Sure, Raiden could cut through giant Metal Gear rays made of carbon nanotubes, generating up to 100 kilotons of TNT.
But not as much as Excalibur. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid, meaning it would have to be at least 6 kilometers across, just like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Now, Atlas did not completely halt its kinetic energy. By exploiting fissures within the asteroid, he was able to pulverize it to dust.
That means his punch had to hit with an energy of at least 46
Jesus Christ.
gigatons of TNT. Sure, in canon, Atlas is stronger than Excalibur, but they fought and defeated similar enemies, so Excalibur would naturally have to be somewhere in Atlas's ballpark. Even if Excalibur
enough.
only possessed 1% of Atlas's strength, he'd still be nearly 4,000 times stronger than Raiden.
Jesus.
That's pretty consistent with the energy output of Nova's antimatter blast, too. Warframes are just that tough.
Furthermore, even with the high-frequency blade's unique vibrating ability, it cannot cut through everything. Raiden's original blade actually shattered against Armstrong's super hard skin, and required the stronger Murasama to finish the job. Against a foe vastly more durable than anyone Raiden's ever faced, it's unlikely the Murasama would score a kill in time.
Even if Raiden got enough hits in to break Excalibur's shields and eventually land a fatal blow, the Tenno operator piloting would still survive unharmed.
Raiden put up a valiant effort, but Excalibur's absurd arsenal, impressive durability, and raw power put an end to the silver-haired swordsman.
Excalibur had the metal and the gear to make Jack R.I.P.
The winner is Excalibur.
Well, congrats, Excalibur.
Thanks for watching, and thanks to Warframe for sponsoring this battle. Quick disclaimer, Digital Extremes and the Warframe team did not dictate the victor of this episode, nor even the matchup. They were fine with it going either way, and we wouldn't have accepted the sponsorship otherwise. So we're really thankful to them for understanding this show. Remember, you can get
huge
a free
props
collection of
to
Excalibur-themed
Warframe.
goodies from Warframe.com or the in-game marketplace with the promo code WF-Death-Battle. And don't miss out on TennoCon, July 16th.
I'm Jocelyn,
And Desk of Death
I've
Battle
been
is back.
promoted. I'm about to do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the Desk of Death Battle.
I am excited for that. I miss Desk of Death Battle. Okay, so, that was a good episode. It was a little weird, like, with the changes in formats, but I guess that's to be expected with any kind of, like, bonus episode. Like, I'll at least say I preferred this, at least, like, this style of the format to the 7 Battle Royale. And, well, I mean, overall, as an episode, I prefer this 7 Battle Royale, which was the last bonus episode we got. I mean, it's still a little odd, just like, okay, here's the analysis for both. Close to Death Battle Doors, which is, you know, when I usually just, like, say who I'm rooting for, who I think is going to win. And then it's just, like, Wiz and Boomstick, like, arguing. I mean, that was really funny. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a little, like, odd compared to, like, the format. But like I said, bonus episode should be expected at this point. But that fight was really freaking cool. Like, it did go a little bit, like, quick here and there, so I couldn't really tell, like, some of what was happening. But, man, props to Devil Artemis. That could not have been easy to animate. Like, Jesus. And, I'm really glad they did, bring up that counter to the high frequency blade thing, because when the blade went blue, I was a bit confused. So I'm really glad that was cleared up in the post-analysis. And, well, Raiden is the character I prefer. It's mostly just out of, like, I remember that guy. And, yeah, he's cool. Like, that's more or less it. So, well, it's kind of a shame to see him lose. Like, like, Excalibur and Warframe seems cool too. So, can't really complain. Yeah, that was a good bonus episode, and I'm a little surprised that we didn't get a tease of the next one. I will say, I know what it is, because I was at the Death Battle panel in RTX Austin. I got to ask the last question, which made me feel good, also kind of nervous. I'm not gonna say what the matchup is. I'm gonna say... I probably can't even talk about it on, like, Lads or my discussion with Max, so... Yeah, for those who just watch my reactions, I'll see you for the next one. But if you're interested in my like more in-depth thoughts, head over to Billy Bobby's channel, wait for Lads Discuss Death Battle, where me, him, and Sean will be talking about it, or you could just hang around my channel where I'll be doing a discussion with Max a Few Trades, and talk about Harley versus Jinx, and well, basically just like this entire like half of the season. And some people might be asking, but why didn't you do like what you did with Blake versus Mikasa? Yeah, that's because that was a really, really special matchup. So we wanted to do a discussion like before and after that one came out. But for this one, we're just gonna cover the first half, and then we'll probably do the same thing like after the second half. Yeah, and also keep an eye out for on my channel, because I will be posting a video just talking about my trip to RTX Austin. Probably going to be a bit of a long video, because the initial recording was like near enough an hour long. I'll probably edit out like a lot of just like ahs, or just like awkward pauses, like the really long ones at least. And, yeah, so that'll be a thing. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the Death Battle. Props to Warframe for actually, like, paying Death Battle to make this, letting them decide the matchup, the research, the verdict, all of that. Props to Devil Artemis for the fight. And, I'm gonna wrap this up so I can get food. Thank you for watching, all of that stuff, and here's my Yang outro. Bye.
Thanks for watching You're Only Made on YouTube. You rock! Thanks for watching!